Hello. Look at that. I can't even get words.
Okay. Hello, listeners. We're so happy to have you.
Hello. You know, I was watching that damn Jim Carrey movie, and I was making my
Don't
son
do that
laugh.
anymore. Don't do that anymore.
Okay.
Oh, my goodness.
Hello, listeners, watchers, to another third quarter podcast show.
Okay, you almost forgot our name, right?
Who? Oh,
You.
no, I'll never get that. I'll never forget that. Another third quarter podcast show live.
And who are you?
I am. No one ever gave me a name.
You're Cassine,
That's it.
co-host. That's right.
Yeah. We got 5-star.
That's right.
We got Robert, and we got somebody new. Introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone. I am Camille Page.
Oh,
Camille
okay.
Page, CP.
Yes.
You know, I'm
Okay,
always
there
calling
we
up.
go.
I'm so expert at giving names.
Oh, yes,
Cool
he
with
is.
it.
I am
He
a
is.
professional.
Nickname.
I should have had a job giving names. We got
Okay,
Robert
so
in the
what's
house
Robert's
again.
name? What's his nickname?
RJ.
That works for me.
Robert
Oh.
Jordan.
Okay, that's it.
Yeah.
Very fitting.
Okay.
Yeah, Robert Jordan.
Okay.
Plain
They
and
know your
simple.
name.
Yeah, they do. Everybody knows my name, 5-star. It's wonderful.
Yeah,
name.
you done made some noise in the last past shows.
Oh, well, that's a good
Yes,
thing.
of course it is. It's
Yeah.
always a good
Well,
thing.
it's gonna be some upset folks today too.
Yeah, it's some shit going down today.
Oh yeah.
That's a lot.
Today's
And topic. What's our topic, Cassine?
Today's topic is narcissistic.
Nope. What
Nope.
is it?
What?
Try that again, honey.
Narcissistic?
Nope.
Narcissist?
Don't watch Jim Carrey no more. You trying to be funny. See, he trying to be funny. Narcissism. Okay. And narcissist.
Oh, because I changed it
Yeah, I
because it was
know.
going to be narcissistic men, and I couldn't get the right women
Well,
together
Yeah.
to gather up. I said, we're going to do a show and we're going to mix it in.
Yeah, well, it's just narcissism. So
Okay.
we're just doing that whole topic. But, well, actually, since you mentioned the men, you know that narcissism is a personality disorder, right?
Yes, that a lot of
Okay.
people don't know they have.
Exactly.
Ooh-wee.
But who mainly has it? Which gender?
I think it's equal.
Nope, it's not.
Well, who?
Men.
Because you know you do real studies.
Yeah, I do.
So
Men.
I don't ever try to argue with you about real studies. I don't.
He said that about the real
I don't. Because I have a lot of women friends and they do real stuff. I'm not reading
yeah.
no book.
Oh, yeah.
But when it came to this narcissist stuff, because I was called that,
Mm-hmm.
my friends started sending me a list of stuff and they was like, Cassina, I don't see anything that you do on there.
Okay.
I said, okay, I just wanted to know.
Now we're going to talk about
Because
the
you know me,
signs.
I'll call
Yeah.
you on the phone and be like, hey, I'm a
Do
narcissist.
you? Yeah. Yeah.
What
you
the hell
sure
I
will.
do? And you like, no, who said it? And I had to break down the whole story. And then now I start figuring out, like, wow, that's the number one sign of a narcissist. They always try to blame you.
Yeah. But a lot of people, because they're watching these YouTube videos, they're just assuming that everybody's a narcissist. They
Yeah.
don't even
And
know
a
what
lot of
they're
people
talking
just like
about.
to say that. They just like to call you a name.
Yeah. Because they don't know of any other disorder. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But really, they probably had the disorder. But we're not going to talk
Yeah,
about that.
because
That's
they
a whole
quick to
different
say it or
story.
they just quick to just want to just say something evil to you.
Exactly.
And that's a sign of a narcissist too, an evil person.
Well, actually, what they try to do is control you. It's
Of
all about control.
course.
So
It's-
they'll control you with
I think that's the
shame,
number
one
guilt,
issue.
or whatever.
I think that's the
Yeah.
number one. They
Whatever
try to
it is.
control and make you feel like you're always doing something wrong.
Or not enough.
Mm-hmm.
Especially
Or
as
they
it
play the
pertains to
victim.
themselves.
And
Yeah.
they're the person that's always wrong and can't get it right. It's my fault that your life's failing. I'm sorry. What can I do to make it better?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
But it all goes back to them. You know, it always goes back to them.
Yeah.
You know, which is sad. They control the conversation because it's about them. Anything happens, you start talking, and it switched right back to them, which is ridiculous.
I've seen it.
Luckily, I have not dated a narcissist. Thank God, I dodged that bullet.
I hope you keep dodging it.
Well, I think that I will, because if you recognize the signs.
Get
You
the hell
know,
out of Dodge.
Yeah, exactly. Going back to what I always say, if you filter properly, you'll notice the signs, and hey, block and delete them.
I think a lot of people hold on to them too because they give great attention.
They give great attention.
Yeah.
Initially.
Yeah, but it's all the wrong kind of attention though. And especially somebody feel like they've been lonely for so long, they just take anything.
That's a whole nother topic. True.
Yeah. Okay. So
Very
now we
true.
got another show. Let's write that down.
Very true.
Okay. Well, Robert, you look like you have a whole lot to say. Have you dated a narcissist?
No.
You have
I
not?
haven't. I've dated people with some characteristics of one, but
Okay,
not
which
a
characteristics?
Not full-blooded.
Not a
Narcissist.
Full-blooded vampire.
blooded sucking. No, leech, no.
Hey. Ooh.
Okay. So which characteristics have you experienced?
Trying to
On the-
control the narrative. The reverse role of where they're the victim. You know, everything that's going wrong with their situation, their life, is because of me, or something that maybe I'm not doing per se. But obviously, it's a past relationship, so I got the hell out of Dodge.
Exactly. So you blocked and deleted.
You move on, you know. You can't stick around and wait for this person to, you know, figure out what they're gonna do. Because in the
At
end,
40.
yeah, they controlling the narrative at the end. They don't even realize it, especially when they play the victim. They want you to sit there and have all this empathy or sympathy for what they're going through, when in fact they're not going through anything. So
Well, one of the signs is just like you were saying, they want to make you feel like they're the victim, but they have these delusions of grandeur. They have this delusions of self-importance, and they will use that in any way they possibly can to achieve their goal, which is to manipulate and control you, just like he was saying. So if it means that they have to pretend like they're the victim and switch everything around, that's what they'll do. And it's really, really sad. It's really sad.
I think what's scary about, because I've heard the term narcissist and narcissistic, but I was never so interested to the point of researching it. It was until yesterday I did not know that it was an actual disorder. And I think what's scary about that is that there's a whole lot more people that could be or maybe should be diagnosed that aren't. And so they have absolutely no idea that they're narcissists. I think the scariest part about that revelation for me is that like when I read it, I started examining myself. Like, am I a narcissist? Just to make sure, because I'm just very self-aware, not self-absorbed, but just self-critical. You know what I mean? To make sure that I'm the best person that I can be to people around me.
Okay.
So yeah.
But there's a difference. Yeah, they're critical, not self-critical. Okay? And they shrink in embarrassment. Yeah. The worst thing you can do to them is embarrass them. That's the worst thing you can do to them. They do not take self-criticism at all. That's when the dragon comes out and they get violent.
Like, ready to fight?
0 to 100.
Yeah.
With
They
their
are
voice.
I've heard
just,
that quite a bit.
they go there with you because now they're being exposed.
Well,
Because
okay,
they
yeah.
have this delusion in their head that they're perfect and everyone else is screwed up, okay? So when you embarrass them or call them out on their crap, oh, they're ready.
Oh, well, I know a few. I probably shouldn't say that on air, but I do.
Well, you didn't name any names, so that's
I
that's
won't,
good. Yeah.
but yes.
Name some names.
I think we
Make
Some
it
people on
exciting.
blast.
I think we all do
Let
it
them
too,
know about
though.
their
But
BS.
yeah,
That's how I noticed the narcissistic women I've been running into.
Yeah.
I noticed that everyone that I have talked to or dated, they always talk about how private they are. And me having friends and outgoing I am was going to be an issue to them.
Okay, so
was
you're
talking about
saying
that.
that they're trying to control,
Yeah.
okay, your
This
social life?
this exactly every which one, every one that I tried to date, you know, all your women, you got a lot of women friends, you outgoing, you doing this, you doing that. I kind of private with myself and private with stuff that's going on with me. But then
What do
when
your
they
friends got to do with their privacy? That don't make
and
sense.
then
It's
they have
all about them.
and then they have a problem.
I think that's because the attention is not focused on them.
Yeah, and then they have a problem with majority of my friends are women.
Okay.
And the first thing they say, okay, which one you slept with?
But you know
Does it
what?
really matter?
But you know what though? I mean, just listening to the description that you're giving of this woman.
Or
th-
women.
No, it's women.
in
It's not just
general,
one.
that
Yeah.
that sounds more so like an insecurity thing than a narcissist. I'm not saying that it's not, traits of narcissism.
Well,
but
you know what happens afterwards is when when something doesn't happen the way they want it to. Instead of communicating and talking, they just go from 0 to 100. And so I'm on the phone listening. And as soon as they calm down from seeing signs before, don't call me no more.
Oof.
I'm done. Because first of all, we are too grown. And everybody claim to be this and all. You can't communicate with nobody yelling and screaming.
True.
You can't communicate telling somebody who they are. You just cannot do that. So I already know right then and before in the past, I would just hang on to it. I would just, she tripping, she doing this. And then I'd be like, you know what? But shit, the sex good.
Oh.
Because I always thought I was lonely. And then when you start,
See.
no, when you start
so
having,
you've done that too.
when you start having sex with someone and you ain't had it in a
No
while.
comment.
And then you know what I'm
I'm
saying?
with
You like,
him.
you know what I'm saying? Then you
I'm invoking
want
my
to
Fifth
stick
Amendment
around.
right to answer that.
Huh?
I said I'm invoking my Fifth
I asked
Amendment
him,
right
does
now
he know
'cause
anything about that?
I'm
And
not
he was
speaking
like,
on
hey,
it. I'm not touching that. I'm not-
about the sex. You just, you deal with things just because the sex is good.
When you're dating someone
And that's
and,
what-
and sex is involved, a lot of people don't let go of that other person because of sex.
It's so. I just feel like sex. It just complicates stuff that really don't even have to be and should not be complicated.
I
It
agree.
shouldn't
You
be.
know what I mean? Like that's.
It should.
People
it should,
deal
So-
with so much more stuff than they normally would because of sex. Like people have ruined. Some people have ruined their whole lives and kind of just allow other people to just demean them in the most horrible ways, all because of sex.
Sex.
The sex is the sex is more important than who you are, your integrity, your emotions, how you feel about yourself. Like that's crazy to me. I've seen it happen.
Oh, see?
I've seen it. I've seen
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
happen.
And I'm gonna tell you, the women I run into and deal with, dang, I never met a man that's talk as much as you do. Every time I ask you a question, you answer it. I'm like, what the hell y'all been dealing with? But then I gotta know, I got some men friends that's narcissists too.
You do?
Yeah, of course I do. Everyone in this room got somebody like that. Oh, know somebody like that.
I definitely do. And
Yeah.
yeah.
I know some.
And it's like
used to
because of
work with somebody like
they last past bad relationships, now you run into me. You trying to make me like that? You trying to get me to fall into that trap? I used to fall in them traps like that. I did. I used to fall into the traps to argue about. I said, wait a minute, why am I arguing with you only knowing you 30 days?
You
Was
say,
it the
hold on,
sex?
it's a 90-day
It was
preliminary
the
period.
sex.
Was it the sex?
And why I'm arguing with you? You know what I'm saying?
Wait a minute, it was the sex,
It
right?
was definitely
No. It wasn't the sex. It was, you know what it was?
No,
I
you
thought-
weren't arguing about the sex.
No. We weren't arguing about the sex.
I understand that.
We was arguing about just something petty.
Were you guys sexing?
Yeah.
There you go.
Yes.
I think you're having sex
Yes.
too soon.
No, it ain't got
So
nothing to do with
having-
that.
I think
this
that's
person,
That's a whole
part of
nother
the problem.
topic.
Yeah, that's a whole
What
other
is-
topic.
what
But
is-
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
person was
I-
trying to. I feel like this. They was trying to control and get me in a certain way, and I wasn't bouncing that way. They feel like, oh, let me get on his ass, and then
So-
usually some men ball up because they're not used to anything.
Okay, so guess what? You should have just cut him off.
Yeah, but listen. You can,
If you
it's
weren't having
everything-
sex with them, then you could have cut them off.
I'm having sex. This is what I'm saying.
Stop
what I'm saying.
having sex.
No,
That's what
listen,
I'm
listen.
saying.
Okay.
Stop having sex.
But this,
I'm done.
listen, this is what I'm saying. Some people have to get to a point where, you know how you be, you know, I will go months without dating or doing anything. Then when you get a hold of something, you feel like, damn, I don't want to let it go. I'll let her fuss a little bit. You can't do that.
No.
You can't do that.
Especially
But you
not
need to
with no
clearly,
narcissist.
before you have sex, because you have met some witches. So what you need to do,
You said witches.
yeah, some witches. He's met some witches. So what
I
he
can
needs to
attest to
do,
that.
See?
yeah,
You
he's heard the
can?
stories.
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta hear this.
They know
you
me.
done opened up a,
So
That's another
gotta
show.
what
talk
you
now.
need to do is filter. Make sure they're not a witch before you start having sex with them.
That's,
they got-
that's hard to do because witches play tricks.
How you know
Well,
what?
guess what? You better be a wizard and figure out they tricks.
Oh my goodness. You know what? I can't do this with y'all. I can't.
Witches play,
So
but
you saying you weak?
no. I'm not saying weak, but I have had in my dating experience, I have had some weak moments, and then I
Okay, so
had
you're
to.
not having one now. So you just need to cut
I
it
haven't
off.
had weak moments in a long time.
Okay.
But when the thing is, when whoever is going through what they dealing with, and they get to this point, you have to cut it off. And it's not going to work. You're not going to work. You're not lonely. And I was just telling somebody that today. You're not lonely, dude. Just go ahead. You just, I don't want to be alone. You're not alone. You're not alone.
No, we're never alone.
No. But a lot of people
We have
feel like
ourselves.
they're alone and they need somebody, even if that's somebody they want, and they miserable.
But you know what? I think that is, first of all, that's very true, and I agree with what you said. Women in particular, well, I really don't know how far, the spectrum is, like how wide it is for men, but with women, when they put up with narcissistic men, whether or not they're being sexually involved with them, is usually due to the fact that they don't really value themselves as much
I agree.
as much as they should. And I can only say that with 100% certainty because I was that type of young lady, back in my college days. And I think it's safe to say that I was in love with a narcissist. I really was. I didn't realize it back then, and it was horrible. It was horrible.
So are you an empath?
I don't know if I can say that with 100% certainty.
Okay. Because usually narcissists are attracted to empaths
Why?
because they're compassionate and they can give them the praise and the attention that they need. But then the empath is going to consistently forgive them for the abuse that they give them,
Well,
and they fall in love with them.
I think it would be safe to say that back then, yes. I'm not as empathetic as I used to be just because of, learning and growing from those experiences. And I feel like as much as you're willing to give a person, they'll take that much, if not more. And that's definitely what that situation was. And he preyed on that
Yep.
for as long as I allowed him to the point, even like almost to my own detriment.
Oh, yeah.
So
They will.
I had to distance myself from that, not even knowing that I was dealing with narcissistic behavior. I mean, it was that mixed with a whole bunch of other things, but hearing you guys converse about your experiences and what you know about narcissism, it's like, oh yeah, hands down, absolutely.
But then
Absolutely.
too, as a young woman, you really don't know how to set boundaries either.
Some of us
So-
don't.
Yeah.
Some of us don't.
Yeah,
Even like
the older women don't know how to set boundaries.
That's
no,
what-
they
that's what
don't.
I'm about to
No,
say.
and
I
I
was just
talk to
about
a
to
lot
say.
of, I talk to a
just
lot of
like-
older women.
I was
You
just
get a
about to
man,
say it.
and he keeps pushing the boundaries back, pushing them back, and then before you know it, they don't even know who they are.
Oh my goodness.
They're just so
You about
lost in
to-
the sauce. Okay.
I think that's the number one problem with people. A lot of people don't know who they are,
Yeah.
Yes, that is 100%.
and they think they
true.
need to date somebody else to find out who they are.
Or be whole.
Yeah.
To be whole. A lot of people, I hear a lot of people saying, oh, it's supposed to be 50-50 in a relationship. I heard that all growing up.
Don't say that to
And
Five
it's
Star.
like- it's, wait, who?
Five Star, that's Five Star right there.
Hey, Five Star
You
girl.
did a show about 50-50.
Because I didn't get your name when we first came in, but
Oh, I didn't say. I thought I said it.
no.
Oh, maybe I didn't. That Ronald Reagan
He's on
kick in
that Jim
sometimes.
Carrey
It's
shit.
just-
Yeah, I know. Being silly.
Hey, when you work all day and that Ronald Reagan be floating around, you can't.
Yeah,
You
I get it.
But that's Five Star. We
Hey,
did a
girl.
show about 50-50. You should watch it.
Okay.
Oh, she went off.
Well, I ain't got to say nothing then because y'all already covered it. So,
I'm gonna have to go in the archives and watch that one.
yeah.
man.
Me too.
It is what it is.
You
It
remember
is.
around
I mean,
about
it's
I
this
got a
date?
my
feeling she
belief.
probably
It's
said
just my
everything.
belief.
Well, okay, what did you say? What was your position?
I don't
on
remember
it?
what I said. What did I say?
You ain't going 50-50
50
with nobody.
Well, it's no, not well. If I'm dating, I mean, what's the point of that?
Yeah.
I mean, when I was married, I didn't do 50-50 like that. We
What
didn't.
was the
I mean,
situation? If you
no,
don't
we
mind
were
me
just
asking.
talking. The topic was, are you ready to date?
Okay.
And I was saying that men who are not economically stable, they shouldn't be trying to date.
Oh,
They can't
my
take you on a
goodness.
date.
I
They
should've-
can't do anything.
It's a category
you
that
know
they
what
should
I'm
be
saying?
in.
Right.
A category.
Prepare.
Yeah.
Get yourself prepared to date.
Right. If you
Okay.
yes, can't.
Because what if you fall in love with this woman? How are you going
Right.
to take her on
Oh,
and
my
be
goodness.
and have her as your wife? How can you afford a ring? How can you afford whatever, wherever she wants to live or whatever needs to happen? You can't. Get yourself together, and then come back.
I think a lot of guys they're not.
Robert's
a lot of
like, I
guys
have
don't
no
even
comments.
really.
Not
You
to
ain't- you
say
ain't got
that
nothing to say?
men who are not economically
Nothing.
stable shouldn't have love. I mean, you can probably have a situationship, but you're not ready for a relationship.
that makes-
There's a
yes.
difference. Yeah, you can go get a little bit here and there.
Oh Lord.
That's easy.
Why not? Yeah.
Yeah.
Why
You
not?
get a hot
But
rate anywhere.
to be in a relationship, you have to have certain qualities. You have to have yourself ready for that and prepared for that.
And I think too, a lot of men lying to women's lives.
Oh
do you-
goodness.
They do a lot of
Please
fronting.
expound.
Hey,
Oh,
but
About who
hold
they
on,
are.
Hold on.
Tell
You know,
it.
that's a
The
two-way
women,
street
women
now.
front too.
There's
Tell
a
it.
two-way street.
Why? Go ahead.
Because that's just like you said, a man will lie to a woman's
Life.
life.
Yeah.
A woman will lie to attract that man to lie to her life. So now you got 2 packs of lies sitting there.
What
Yeah,
kind
but
of lie we
she
talking about,
she
though?
she
You
not.
know?
But I'm gonna
we
tell you.
got to itemize these lies.
let's
What kind of
But
lies
then-
are we talking about?
Okay, yeah, Rob. Let's define
Because
that.
you might be talking about
It depends on the individuals. Are we including kids in this situation? At what stage of your life are you in? Your 20s,
Oh, if you
your
telling them
30s,
type
your
of,
40s?
if we
Okay. I
telling
I mean,
them
this
type
is
of
why
lies.
these are
Okay.
variables that you got to put on the table because
Oh Lord.
Okay.
you
so-
could be a parent that's not in your kid's life, and you on social media, you're posting pictures only for the likes. or you know what I'm saying?
What y'all got going now?
We'll talk about that off air.
Yeah.
No, but
Yeah.
you could be
See,
doing all
she
these.
know.
You could be doing all these things for the attention that social media is going to give you, which is a trait of being a narcissist. Therefore, you giving this image that you're something you're not. You're lying.
Well, what
I
is
had a
this-
person tell me a half truth is a whole lie.
Do you agree with that?
I believe that. And it took me a while to really wrap my mind around it. Sometimes you don't want to be as upfront with an individual because you're trying to, protect their feelings or protect them from a situation that
I
could be
can see that.
detrimental
Yeah.
to them. But at the end of the day, you still owe them the truth. You can't, say, well, I think so-and-so be good for you. Maybe you want to try it out, see how it go. Knowing damn well, like, nah, she trash or he trash. What you wasting your time for? You need to move on and do what you got to do for yourself. And then when a situation presents itself that's going to be fruitful for you, you'll be ready for it. You won't have something in the way blocking you or interfering with this person.
What could potentially be?
I agree with you.
But you know what? It takes a strong individual to be that type of person to somebody that's gonna tell the truth, unadulterated, fabricated. But it backfires a lot of the time because
It backfires
people
on me all
cannot-
the time.
Yeah, people cannot accept. People do not like the truth. How about we
Nope.
start there? Not a narcissist, like just people in general. You could be. It don't matter what you are. People really just don't want. They don't like the truth, especially when it comes to themselves. That's the root issue with all of these different situations with people, lying their way into relationships and manipulating people when they get into the relationship and making everything about it's like, no, people don't like the truth, period. They just don't. A lot of them, not everybody. There are a select few people who appreciate the truth because they realize the benefit and, the importance of being truthful with yourself, knowing who you are, knowing where you stand, knowing what you're looking for. But not a lot of people do. They just don't. People are more comfortable believing a lie, whether it's, I'm a nice person, or I'm compassionate, or I'm this, or I'm that. Going back to the narcissist, they like to believe that about themselves, no matter how much is not true, no matter how many, red flags or signs or, reactions from different people in response to how they treat that person. Like, people don't like to hear the truth. And what I found is that narcissists are the most least, how can I put it?
Blunt.
They're just,
No, they aren't.
Why,
blunt, but-
they just don't, they can't accept truths about themselves, period. At all whatsoever.
They can't accept truth about nobody else either.
You think so?
I know so.
I
I done
don't
dealt with a
know.
couple of narcissists, and they can't. When I come to them, and I tell them every single truth thing about me, even and a lot of stuff I tell them is because they ask me. And when I tell them, you know what I get?
What?
Oh, I don't believe you. You sure you ain't just lying to me just to try to make me hear something to get in my panties? I'm like, you gonna get them to me anyway. Not because I'm tricking you.
Oh, okay.
It's just because I earned it. That's because I earned it. We're gonna get to that point of the dating in the relationship because I earned it, because I'm showing you the focus and attention that you need to show you that I'm dating with a purpose. So all that's gonna
So
happen
that
anyway.
qualifies you for the draws. is what
Wait
you're
a
saying.
minute. They getting something too.
What they get?
Now don't act like what they got is that special. I'm special too. So we both equal.
So
But
you're
we
saying they
both
don't.
working. We're both working to date for a purpose, and that's just part of the dynamics of getting to the goal of being married. That's what that is. I don't.
And you're-
Every woman, like I had a problem on the show before when a few women got upset because I said when I meet a woman, I'm not physically attracted to her.
When you
And
initially meet
when
a woman,
I
you're
initially
not?
meet a woman, I'm not physically attracted to her, and women got upset about that.
How is that?
Let it sink in. It's sinking in right now. You see when they get to looking up, it's sinking
No,
in right
I'm
now.
just trying to understand what you're saying. Explain.
I'm
Elaborate.
not when I meet a woman, I'm looking at the overall beauty of her. I'm not looking at if she has a big butt or she has it. I'm looking, she can be skinny, she can be big. It don't, if she's beautiful to me, then I'm attracted to her.
Define beauty.
My beauty is different.
Define it.
I can't.
Well, how can you make that statement and it be a factual
I
statement?
can make
if
that
you don't-
statement
if you can't
because
define
it's
that
me,
word?
it's my personal opinion.
I think beauty is, like it says, in the eye of the beholder,
It is.
because one person, you hear the stereotype, well, I can't date a light-skinned person.
Yeah.
They got to be chocolate.
But that's a physical attraction. That's a physical preference. You
But
understand what I'm
that-
saying? Am I wrong when I say that?
Nope.
So if you're saying when you first look at a woman, or not look at, but when you first meet a woman, you're not attracted to her.
I'm not physically attracted
not
to
physically
her.
attracted
Yeah,
to
like
her.
when I first meet a woman and I see her, I'm not thinking about sex. I'm not looking at her like a sexual
Okay, so
object.
remember we'd had this discussion before. I said maybe that's not what you're saying. You're just saying you don't have this this sexual attraction to her, but you have to be.
You have
there's
to
gotta
be
have some
attracted
physical.
to her. Yeah, there is some. That's what I'm
attraction.
getting at right there. It may not be
Beauty.
sexualized like
It's right.
5 stars.
See, but see, y'all two women and y'all think
But-
different about it. But when I talk to other women, they think different about it, and we all have to get an understanding,
Okay.
Right.
about what I'm really trying to say. I know what I'm trying to say, but everybody
Robert.
here is different.
What do you think about that?
About him not being physically attracted?
Yeah,
Is that even
possible.
That is-
yeah?
You know what? That's very possible. And I get where he's going with this, because at some point, the physicality is going to fade.
I get that.
So
But if
you
he
can't
said
allow.
just meeting a person.
initially.
Yeah, but okay, but if that's if that's all you focused on from day one, at some point that means you're gonna lose interest, because we all gonna gray, we gonna lose hair, we lose teeth, whatever, we gonna gain weight. So if your initial purpose from the beginning is because, like you said, oh, she got this, she got that, that's you
But-
can't allow that to be your first. I think where he's going with this is how this individual carries themselves, because you can have the package can be all that on the outside, but you could be, you know what I'm saying? You could be batshit crazy on the inside.
Okay,
So
but-
he has to step back and say, okay, you know, I see this, I see that, I don't like that. I see this, I see that, I like that. And he has to take the physicality of it, and that's a bonus. That's an add-on. That's not. That shouldn't really be the only reason, or even a primary reason in terms of percentage, 50% or whatever you want to label it, as to why you have an attraction to a person. It can be, you know, things that they like to do, you know, that you like to do. It could be, like say, where they like to go. There's a whole lot that people bring to the table, but it can't. So okay, let me ask you two this.
No,
so
I was just let me ask you this. And so what you're saying, based on research, men are visual. So mean to tell me that if you see this ugly woman with glasses on, she's grossly obese, that you still gonna give her a try?
No.
Okay, that's it right there. So there is some physical attraction.
No.
Exactly.
Yes, there is.
If you're,
because you have to initially be attracted to the person to even give them a chance to find out if there's some commonalities or whatever is going on. There has to be some attraction there.
I agree with that, but I think he's saying that's not prevalent in how he bases on who he wants to enter a relationship or possibly enter a relationship.
But initially, but see, this is why the women were probably offended, because initially,
let them be.
You're going to look at that. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you, and women are not that visual, okay? We look for other things. But initially, if
like what?
I'm trying,
his shoes?
If I'm looking for a man,
most women, yes. But
I mean, I have to be physically attracted to him, else we're not going to even get to the conversation.
Okay, wait.
We're not going to get to anything.
The questions that I asked you based off of the way that you formed the statement. Let me just go on record and say I am not at all offended by what you said. I think that it's great. You know, if you first meet a woman and your main focus is not the physicality, okay,
see,
cool,
but you got.
But that's not true, because he just said he wouldn't be the grossly obese woman or whatever.
She ugly. But I'm saying, when men talk about when I hear men talk about physical, they looking at shape, butt, chest. That's what they're looking at. I'm not attracted to that.
What are you attracted to? If you're first meeting a woman, you don't know them.
No.
You don't know them.
If I see a woman that I might try to approach, is her overall beauty that I like.
But what is the overall beauty?
What are you saying?
It's part
other
of
than
her body
physical?
Is a part of that.
That's what
her
we're
face,
asking.
Her
First
body,
of all, it's
all that. The way
face,
she's
hair,
dressed.
Face, hair,
it's
where
the whole
she's
package.
dressed, the way she carries
That's
herself.
what I'm saying.
Yeah,
That's
okay, but you
physical.
got to understand, a lot of men think physical, they thinking ass and titties.
So when you
Okay,
say
but see,
you,
right,
okay,
that's
when
what
you
I'm
say,
saying.
okay,
Most
so
men
that's
are
what
thinking,
No, I ain't gonna
I'm
say
looking
most,
at
a lot.
her.
More than a lot.
More than a lot of men are
hell of
looking
a
at
lot.
this woman and saying, hey, I just want to have sex with her. She's got a bad body. I just want to check that out. So they're looking for a situationship. You're looking for a relationship, so you're looking at the total package, but there's this physical attraction.
You don't know nothing
that's
about
still involved.
What she's trying to say is, and what I've been trying to get out is that because you said when I first meet a woman, then
Initially.
the rest of your initially. So this is you've already set the context. You've already set the scenario. You don't know this woman. You don't know her background. You don't know what her faith is, what she believes in. You don't know if she's a narcissist. You don't know if she a murderer, an ex-con. You don't know if she gay. You don't know if she really a woman, because all you know is what you see. You understand what I'm saying? You know what
I'm letting you roll. I'm letting you roll.
So I'm not mad at your statement. I'm just trying to understand it as a fact-based statement, because you said when I first meet. That means when I first met 5-star. I thought she was beautiful. I still think she's beautiful. She is beautiful, but I don't know anything about her other than what I see. Even if it's her stomach or her beautiful lips or the contour in her face, all I know is what I see. So if I walk up or if I'm a man and I walk up to her and choose to say anything to her, it's because of what I perceive of her through my eyes. I've never had a conversation with her.
Okay, and everything you just said, you didn't say physical.
Do you
You didn't say one word physical, and this is what I'm saying.
Attribute? What is a physical? That everything about
That's
everything you can see.
Okay, think
That's
about
physical.
this. That's physical to her.
What's physical to you?
Me,
That's what I'm saying.
When
That's
I
what I'm
talk to
asking.
men that I talk to, when they say something physical, they looking at ass and titties.
We talking
they're
about
talking
you. though.
I know we talking about me. So I took all that and I tried to shape it up for me and say I'm not physically attracted to a woman because I haven't touched or felt or rubbed on her.
Define attracted.
Beautiful. Anything that's beautiful to me.
I said attracted. You said you're not attracted. If you're attracted to a woman, that means what? You like or you're pulled by.
I'm pulled by her beauty. What's beauty
she's
to me?
saying-
Okay, so
Right.
that's what I'm saying. If you're
It's
pulled
still
by
physical.
her beauty, that is physical. What you see is her physical attributes. You see her skin tone. You see her beautiful hair. You see how she's dressed. Is that not physical? Yes or no?
That's physical to y'all.
I'm asking you
That's
to
not physical.
define
It's
the
physical to
definition.
me.
What's
My physical is ass and titties.
oh Lord?
Okay, but you said no.
I'm done.
No,
I'm
no.
done here.
No, you're not gonna do that. 'Cause
I'm
you just
done.
said that that's most men, and you don't look at that.
Right.
I'm confused.
I'm
Yeah.
done.
Because this ain't got nothing to do with
Robert, please
autism.
explain this because
Narcissism.
Robert understand.
Listen, we are on the female brain
We
right
understand.
now.
I
Okay, so
understand
tell
what
us from the
he's
male
trying to say, but
Yeah.
it's. I think.
from the male brain.
But that's why a few women got mad at me.
Why would they get mad?
And
at
then
you?
when I feel it, they was pissed.
because you
Even one I was saying at the time, she was pissed. And no matter how much I broke it down, now the one that was pissed, we started dating. Now we started dating. Now we're kissing, touching, rubbing.
would not be
and
doing
now
that with
I'm
her.
physically. Now I'm physically
if you were
attracted to
never
her.
physically attracted to her in the first place, y'all wouldn't even got as far as the date.
That's right. But that's how you see it. I don't see it that way.
So how can your statement be? Is your statement true when you say when you first meet a person? Is that a true statement that you're not physically
I'm
attracted to
not
them?
because I haven't touched and rubbed on her and felt her or hold her hand or none of that.
Okay.
None of that stuff that like even when I hear a lot of women and I ballroom dance, and I hear a lot of women, they'll be on the floor ballroom dancing with a guy, and they will feel something they ain't got nothing to feel. They don't have no business feeling, and they will stop dancing with that person and leave, and they will be upset because we don't know each other. Why are you feeling this certain way? And I was like, wow. I'm like, that's kind of messed up that y'all can't even dance with a guy, and why is you getting erect, and we just dancing? So I was kind of shape it up in that kind of way. Like I could go out and dance with plenty of attractive, beautiful women, and none of that kind of stuff happened. But a lot of men, that happens to them.
To be attracted to an individual does not automatically mean that you want to have sex with that person or that you're objectifying that person or that you're looking at their breasts.
And
or
that's
their,
me.
But
That's me.
and I believe that.
Yeah,
I do believe that
That's
about
me.
you.
But a majority of the men out here, they are. That's basically
I
what
believe
they
that
want.
too. I mean, and
Yeah.
that's just based off of my
Yeah.
experience with guys and what I've seen. However, just because you're not fixated on the breast and the boobs and the hair, lashes, whatever, does not mean
breasts and
that you're
boobs,
not
not
attracted.
lashes.
Is what I'm saying. I'm probably just being overly critical of the verbiage.
No,
that you use.
I know.
I'm
I
being
know. But I'm just saying,
like, how can you
them
like,
lashes
what?
is something else.
Oh goodness, I agree with you there too.
Yeah, they look like them Beetle cars.
Yeah, yeah.
You know them Beetles? They
do.
ride around with them lashes on them Beetles.
I done had them on. I've had them on a few times.
You probably ain't
It's
had a
just-
Beetle kind though.
The Beetle kind.
Yeah, the kind that be on the
real
Beetle
thick.
car. You
know
know
what
them
he's talking
Beetle
about,
Volkswagen.
Like
See?
a whole finger hanging off the
Oh
bottom.
no!
what did somebody
upside
say?
down
It
Freddy
It's
looks
Krueger.
bad. It's gotten really bad.
Well, those are the double lashes.
That what they call? them?
layer
Double
lashes.
flare.
I
Yeah,
thought
double flare,
they were just
whatever.
extended.
No, that's something different. That looks more natural.
You talking about the extensions?
Yeah.
Yes, there are extensions that look
It's
more
very
natural.
natural.
But
Oh.
even
Yeah,
but
they are
you're
still
talking
too
about
long.
something
Yeah.
else.
Oh, they
The
look
flares.
like. I swear, every time I see a Volkswagen Beetle, I see them on.
Don't be
there.
trying to deflect the conversation.
Who?
You.
Getting back to you and
Yeah,
this
getting back to
attraction.
you and this attraction. So basically, you made a statement,
Mm-hmm.
and I had to challenge your. You know what I mean? Because I believe what you say, but at the same time, it's like, okay, well, how can that be? Just
Mm-hmm. That's the
because
same
from
thing
a
she
logical
did.
standpoint of view,
She
it's
tried
like,
that, but the thing, see how we talking calmly and
Mm-hmm.
peaceful. She was highly upset.
You know why that is?
Why?
Because she was more
Insecurity.
interested in she ain't well, probably, yeah, if she got all
Insecure.
irate and stuff, but she was more interested in proving a point than trying to understand you.
Is that because
I'm
she was
trying
a
to understand.
narcissist?
Yeah, that she could have been that too. I'm just trying to make sense of the statement because I've never
You never heard that
even
before?
what
What I said?
that you're not physically
Yeah.
attracted to.
Not really.
I mean, I've heard that. I've heard guys say that, but when you define the terms attracted and you set the precursor and say first meet, it's like, okay, well, what made you talk to the person if you weren't attracted to them physically? What makes you talk to a person that you are not physically attracted to? Like she said, if it was Respucia, you wouldn't be talking to her probably.
Because she's not attracted to me. I'm not attracted to her.
Well, right.
I would hope not.
Because we were talking about you. You're not attracted to her based off of what you see. But if you do talk to somebody like 5 Star or maybe Rihanna or whoever you consider beautiful, you're talking to that person because you're attracted to what you see. And you said physically. That's why I'm honing in. Like, wait a minute, because only thing that you know about a person that you don't know is their physical. If you're face to face with them, you know what I mean. So, but it's not to say that you just want to have sex because you're physically attracted to a person doesn't mean
you know what? I think a lot of women that I have dated or talked to, it'd be really shocking them because I tell them like, oh, I know all you want to do is have sex with me, and then you gonna do the ghost.
That's what they tell you.
Yeah.
Just right off rip.
Yeah, but why are you telling me that? You shouldn't even be saying that to me.
You're dating insecure women. But getting back to this attraction. So according to biology, there are 13 biological factors that makes you attracted to someone. The first one is smell. Remember, we talked about that because I told you.
You're not that close to them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you first meeting them, I would hope
You're not that close to them.
Yeah, you can't. But these are factors, 13 factors that make you attracted to someone. Smell. Then there's diet. Fertility.
Diet?
What?
Yeah.
Diet?
Hormones. Yes. But this is not initial, but these are some of the things. Because you're saying you're not attracted to the physical. So these are some of the other things that would cause you to be attracted.
You know why I say that too? Because I have talked to some women that had straight up flat butts. And other guys were like, how you talk to her? She got a flat butt. I said, dude, I'm not looking at all that. Why are you mad? Because I'm talking to somebody with a flat butt.
Flat booties need love too.
You know what I'm saying? He know what I'm talking about. He know what I'm talking about. But they was
Don't-
but they
Robert,
Put a flat
See, I
butt.
couldn't
Divulge
divulge
all his info. You know what I'm
know.
saying?
What?
But I know exactly what he's talking
He
about.
know what I'm talking about. And
all
other
know
guys
what he
was
talk- we
mad
know
and
what
they
he
would try to
talking about.
talk about her and I would defend her. It's not about you, it's about me.
Right.
Everything I do is about me. So if I like a woman flat, so what they got to do with you?
Okay. Then there's voice, the quality of her voice.
I can see that.
Yeah.
I disagree with diet, though.
Okay, being similar. You know, the similar physical characteristics. You know, maybe the same shade, something like that. Being different, something different about them. Their maturity, the taste, but you can't, initially you won't know that. Their health, and then their facial traits. So, any of those?
Facial trait, definitely face. Definitely face.
That's not
Yeah,
a
you talk about that.
physical attraction. But I think maybe we jumped the gun a little bit and assumed what the scenario or like the situation was, because all we got prior to you making the, being physically attracted statement was when I first meet a person or when I first meet a girl, I'm not X, Y, and Z. Okay, cool. The only time I have ever been attracted to somebody and it didn't have anything to do with physical was back in the day when people were doing the blind dates. I don't know if they still do that anymore, but my cousin set me my cousin, I ain't gonna say no names, my cousin set me up.
They know
I
about
think
the
they know
same
now.
cousin.
Set me
My
up.
cousin said,
and,
which
and,
cousin
and,
it
I,
is?
and I fell in love. I didn't fall in love, but I fell in really deep like with this guy because of his conversation. First of all, that was the first. I didn't have any idea what this guy looked like. She was dating a guy. My cousin was dating a guy at the time, and he had a younger brother, and he was like, oh, I think they would be cute together or whatever. Cool. I trust my cousin. You know what I'm saying? I trust my cousin. I trust that she got my best interest at heart, and she, you know what I mean?
how did this work out?
I'm talking to this guy, and we were talking for a long time, like at least a couple of months, if not longer. And we ended up. I really was just. I enjoyed his conversation and the things that we talked about, his morale, his, what he believed in, what he cared about, what he respected, and because we had a lot of things in common. And then we went to the state fair, and I was so immature about it, and I hate that I reacted this way to this day, because I didn't consider how I may have made him feel. I don't even remember if I acknowledged, like walked up to him and said anything to him, and I feel so bad about that. But I was young, you know what I mean, and I just was mad because I didn't do anything, but I just saw him and I was like, absolutely not. This was the first date.
So she wasn't physically attracted to him.
I was not physically attracted to him, and I was so mad at my cousin. Like, why would you? I think I left the steak there.
Physical attraction is important.
So what?
It's
did
very
this
important.
individual look like?
It's not the most important thing because I done had some ugly boyfriends too. Let me tell you,
but
I done had
something about them. There was right there.
Exactly.
It was something physical.
Yes.
It was the chemistry.
Actually, I've been in a relationship with a guy that if I had not had a prior conversation with him, I probably would have never just not. You know, preference-wise, I just wouldn't have. Oh, my God, I feel like the devil right now. I'm telling all my business, but I know for real, like, oh, my gosh, she's so mean, she's so shallow, and it's really not that. But I have had a serious relationship with a guy that I would not have otherwise picked off of the physical, you know, the good looks. He wasn't good-looking. He just was not. But I respected the type of man that he was. You know what I mean? There were other things that were really attractive to me about him, so much so that I was 100% willing to look past the physical.
Okay, so let me ask you this. So you saying that you had to look past this, did you think you were settling because you looked past that and that's really not what you wanted? Because you keep referring to him as less attractive or ugly. Are you still with him?
Oh, no.
Okay.
No.
You left him at the park,
That's
didn't you?
long.
You left him at the
You
park.
know what?
Settling.
You know what?
You left him at the park.
He was a great.
You know what?
here.
Okay, so since we're talking about this particular guy,
I'm gonna roll out.
since we're talking about this particular guy in the relationship, like while we were in the relationship, as crazy as it may sound, I did not. Because it didn't even matter.
You didn't think you were settling.
I didn't think I was, and I probably should have, just off of like the way the human mind works and how society treats certain issues like this or situations like this. You would think so. You would think that at some point, like, dang, I'm settling for this. But it really wasn't. We were both into the music thing. You know what I mean? He was very mature. He was very charming, you know, and it was just like, I didn't even see what I guess I didn't want to see. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to make it seem like he was atrocious. He wasn't. He just wasn't what I would go for. Okay. He wasn't an ugly dude. He just wasn't.
Would you go for that now?
No.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Because I don't want to over, you know. Would I go for it?
The guy you date now is not unattractive. I'm pretty sure.
Well, if I was dating, then I would be like, you know what, X, Y, Z, and this and this that. But unfortunately, I'm not dating. I will say this though. Okay. I would date a guy that I wouldn't pick off of attraction. Yes, off of physical attraction. Yes, I would date a guy that I wouldn't.
Why not?
What do you mean?
There's some attractive guys out here that
I said I would. I would date a guy that I'm not,
but you saying you
physically
see somebody
crazy about.
attractive, you wouldn't really.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you this. The woman I am today, I will date a guy that I'm not physically attracted to, that I can, you know, respect and love other things about, before I will date a guy that's drop dead gorgeous who treats me like crap. Period.
Oh yeah. For sure.
You'll see, like, that's why we have guys who, you know, society be like, oh, he's ugly, or oh, he's this, or how he get that girl. These men are married to some of the most beautiful women, because some of us, we're not. It's more than skin deep to us.
But it's a lot of ugly men out there doing the same thing.
What do you mean?
They treating women bad too.
I mean, yeah, but I'm just saying, and I agree with you. We all know that to be true.
Yes.
But what I'm saying is, I'm not so shallow to the point where I will let the physical deter me from, you know, being in love and having a family and having the things that I would like, just genuinely being happy with somebody in life. I'm not going to let how a person looks on the outside.
What is your goal of dating?
I think the end goal should be marriage. I don't date. I'm not a sport. I don't date for sport. I'm not a serial dater.
Because I know a lot of men that date for sport.
Yeah, me too. It's a lot of people,
I think
women
they narcissists too.
They may be. Some
Say
are,
that
some
again?
aren't.
You think what was that last part?
I said, I said it's a lot of men that date for sport,
It's a
That's
lot of women
true.
who date for
but
sport.
they
too.
don't even know that they doing it. But when I hear it, I tell them that they doing it. When you have somebody, and then you doing a whole lot of other activities, and then you complaining about the somebody that you have.
Oh Lord, don't do it. Don't do it to him. You about to take us to church?
Oh,
You? Oh, okay.
no.
Because you just opened up a whole. Yes.
But ain't that a narcissist?
Yes.
Yeah, like that's
Is it not
manipulation.
5-star? Is it not?
Oh,
That
definitely.
is a yes. Absolutely, that's a narcissist. How you gonna be doing your own? See, I'm not.
And then
I'm
they
not
complain
about to
about
do
it.
this. I'm not about to do it.
Let me tell you what I tell a lot of men out here. If it wasn't for y'all sorry asses, I would have a wife by now. Do I not say that, Spencer? Do
You
I not
say that, but I think in spite of that, you could still have your.
No. I
right.
still
Yeah.
can.
Yeah.
But in the past 5 to 10 years, men have been out here doing some stupid shit.
To good women.
And I'm talking about women over and over and over again. So when I finally get a hold of her,
Oh, you got
she's
work
a
to do.
narcissist.
No, yeah.
She a narcissist?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
She's insecure.
She's,
That's
yeah,
a possibility.
She's insecure.
What he's
She's
saying is
damaged.
possibility,
No.
but
It's a possibility, but
I
more
believe
often,
it's damaged because at this point you done tried
Yeah.
and tried and
And
tried
tried and tried,
and
yes.
tried all these different
Yes.
avenues, and I keep bumping my head
Yes.
on these same type of
Yes.
dudes, these same type of females, and at some point you start settling, and then when you settle, that goes back into what we're saying. You just start doing stuff that that's I'm gonna let my boundaries down, let my guard down. I know this dude over here cheating. I know she
oh
ain't
my
no
goodness.
good.
I just wrote a song
She at work
about that.
sleeping with like 3 other dudes, but that's
This is the best I could get. And that's
this
such a
is
sad
all
situation.
I'm worth.
And I feel so sorry for the good man. Like, oh my goodness. It's because it happens on both ends of the spectrum. You got guys doing like what you said, running over good women over and over and over again. And by the time you finally get to her, she don't even know how to let you love her the right way because she's allowed the wrong men to love her, and they didn't know how to love her. And so now she's thinking you're going to do the same thing that they did. And so now you got to,
I get picked on a lot.
by
These women. I get
Picked
picked on a
on?
lot. Yeah. When I'm dating them, I get picked on a little shit that I do. They don't believe it.
like what?
What is the number one shit that I get picked on? When I come home and we could talk. If I'm dating you, we're gonna talk all single day. 5-star, my friend. Me and 5-star talk on the phone, friends, all that. But when I go home and I pass out, I'm done. But if I'm dating you and I call you the next day, oh, what, you had one of your other women over there, you ain't answer the phone when I call you, blah, 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 all this. So then when we start involving ourselves together, you see how I pass out. It took you all that to understand. You had to really actually see it physically to understand that, damn, dude, you do pass out.
Yes, but you have to, and I'm not saying you have to, but I think what we can do as people who are dating with the purpose is try to be a little bit more understanding to people who seem guarded or who have trust issues because
I've done that, and I only can do that so far.
I understand
I
that
know
too.
5-star have done that too. You only can deal with them so far. Listen, until we're to that point of dating being exclusive, if you don't call me for 2-3 hours or whatever, and from your normal day routine that me and you do, text you, hey, you all right? You okay? Then I'm gonna wait on you to call me. You know, I'm not gonna go crazy because you don't call me. I'm not
But
going
see,
crazy
you don't
because
have,
something break.
You don't have those issues that woman may have too. I mean, it's guys who are.
I do not have those issues.
You don't. That's what I'm saying.
And I had to teach myself not to have these issues until we're in a committed relationship. They still shouldn't be issues.
No.
They should be conversations.
I agree with that 100%. Should be.
Should be.
Not always the case.
Not
but
0
it
to
is,
100.
but it
Not
should
yelling
be,
and
yes.
screaming. And not let me get a word in. I have to wait 10 minutes for a break.
Well, you know what I always say.
What?
You're not filtering properly.
Listen, you can buy the best filter you want to buy. but people are good at hiding who they are.
But I keep going back to this. I mean, I'm dating too, but I'm having fun and I'm meeting different types of people. I mean, good quality people. I can't say that I'm experiencing any of this craziness. I'm not.
Because you gotta still understand. I understand.
You know what I'm saying?
Everything that
If
you're
I
dating
see
and
somebody
doing.
with certain
Look.
signs, I'm out the door.
Look, me and
You know
Robert, we talk all the time. His is as a man, and he's a good one. His experience as a good man is different from my experience as a good man, but I understanding what he's dealing with and what he's going through. Remember, he's a single parent just like me.
Yeah, I get that.
And I understand it. So everybody's experience is different, but you just have to, I have to understand it. So when I get ready to run into that issue,
But even though everybody's experience is different, it should just be universal. If you're filtering, first of all, if you know what you're looking for and you're meeting people who don't meet that standard, you get rid of them immediately.
So you don't think
Don't have sex with them. First of all, filter and get rid of them.
Okay, look, you don't think people are good at hiding, camouflaging?
Guess what? If you filter properly, ask the right questions.
Proper questions, yeah.
Yeah, you can see through bullshit. And you need to pray before you go on a date or something so you can be in tune with yourself.
Hello.
And you can
Talk that
let your intuition tell you that somebody's lying to you. I mean, it's real simple.
That's okay. Listen.
And you know I talk about that.
Listen, you can talk all you want to, but 5-star, you know good damn well it's tricksters out here. It's not that simple.
And when I decide that you're a trickster, and I find out about that, you're blocked and deleted because you've deceived me. And if you do that now, you're really going to
sometimes you
in
don't
the
find
future.
that out right away. You might be months or weeks in. The timeline is going to be different on each individual. This person may tell you some garbage.
Right, but when you find out, you let them go. But see, if you just initially you haven't. Okay, but if you do not start having sex with them, you can let them go. If you're having sex,
you can let them go and have sex with them. You can let them go.
You said that you can't.
Who? No, I didn't. No, I didn't.
He just.
No, I didn't. How many I didn't let go and I didn't have sex with? Oh no, go. Easy for me.
He said that he deals with stuff that he wouldn't deal with.
I'm saying a lot of people. Yeah, but no. I said a lot of people cannot let go of stuff because they when they start having sex with this person.
Right.
A lot of people just can't let go like that. They still try to give it a chance because I'm talking about them lonely people. I didn't say me.
Okay, but what I'm saying is just guess what? Don't have sex until you realize that this person is solid. They're being honest with you, and you feel that in your soul. That's what I'm saying. So, if you figure out 4 weeks in that this person's been lying to you the whole time, you can cut them off. Let them go.
One thing, what if you don't figure it out? What if you just going on with the flow? And you don't know, you're not even thinking that this person is lying to you because you're giving them the benefit of the doubt. How many people meet people and get them the benefit of the doubt?
You need to pray to God. God, show me.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Yes, you need to
show
listen
me.
to her. Because
No. I listen to her all the time, but you can do all the praying you want to. That's still not going to stop a liar.
No, but guess
It'll
what? They're gonna. That's right.
It'll
that's
expose
right.
one.
Sometimes
it will expose.
Sometimes you can pray all you want to.
Eventually, yeah, it will. But how much time have you now allotted to this person, and they've been lying to you?
If you into
you have people that have been in relationships for years, been married, then started a family, and then they found out this individual got a whole nother life over here.
But you know what? I've talked to women. And guess what? People lie to themselves. There's something. Every woman that I've talked to who's had a man cheat on them, they knew that their man was cheating on them.
Yep.
But guess what? I'm not gonna address this right now because guess what? He's a good provider. He looks good. The sex is good.
Ignore
whatever
all the red signs.
Reasons are.
Red
But then they tell people, I didn't know. You know.
So they playing the victim at this point. Isn't that a sign of a narcissist?
They may not be a narcissist. A lot of women and men do the same thing. They want the relationship so bad, they don't want to look like a failure. And that's not necessarily a narcissist. They know that people are cheating on them or doing things, but they stay. If you, just like you said, if there's this woman who's invested this time, she's got kids, and she wants to have this family, she's going to overlook her husband's cheating just to keep that family intact.
It's so sad.
You know what I'm saying? But she knows in her heart that her man is cheating. Most women, you know when your man is cheating.
Yep, that's why
You know it. And if you say you don't,
Nothing.
you lying to yourself.
You was about to say something.
Nothing.
You're lying to
She
yourself.
about to say
She
something.
caught herself. She was like, oh,
No, I
wait
was
a
just gonna
minute.
say that's why my relationships they don't last long. You know why? Because I don't have that type of time to waste. Even in my younger
you see
years,
through
like
the
I
crap.
was,
You see through
I
the
see
crap.
through the gap, and I did. I was one of those people who ignored the red flags, and I was one of those people who chose to see the good. You know, and I still do that, but I'm a lot better at it, you know, now than I was when I was younger. I would look past, you know, he's not answering my phone calls at certain times of the night, or, he can't keep his story straight, or this or that. And it's like, yes, more often than not, women, we already know. And when we get the questioning, I'm gonna just help y'all out a little bit. When we get to asking y'all questions and interrogating y'all, 9 times out of 10, we already know the truth. We just giving you a chance.
That is true.
come
We
clean.
just giving
And-
you a
and-
chance to come clean, and it's like, okay, we'll let it slide for a week, couple months, few months, maybe even a couple years. But ooh, baby,
But I'm gonna tell you this: I started getting them questions before we even get started, and I answer every single question.
but
and
we
it still
already
ain't no-
came to the consensus that it's because you're dealing with a damaged woman. So you could be telling the truth about everything. She's still not going
Oh
to
no
believe
no
you.
no no
That's
no!
not
The
your,
narcissist women that I deal with, they don't believe anything.
That's what I was. Did you
Yeah.
hear what I
No,
just said?
I
I said
heard
you
you.
could
I
tell the
heard you.
truth about everything that you telling this woman can be the truth. You could be the most. You could be Jesus,
and-
okay?
and-
And she's not gonna
believe it.
believe
And I had to get
that
the
you
hell out of
are
Dodge too.
who you are.
Twice.
You understand? But I think for women like that, and I can speak because I've been that type of woman. It takes for us as women where we're hurt and we're damaged and we're bruised and we're afraid to let a man love us. We got to make up in our minds, you know, is this worth the risk? And that's what a lot of women are battling because they don't, they're not trying to be out here. I'm not going to say most. I know a lot of women who are not trying to be out here just throwing the vajayjay around and being, you know, promiscuous. They want a family. They want one man that they can come home to and love for the rest of their life, cater to his every need. I can't speak for every woman, okay? I can speak for the type of
I
woman
hear
that I
everything
am.
you're saying. I hear a woman telling me that, but it always end up different.
Because you know why? I think that has a
Just
lot
the
to do with...
just the ones I choose to pick. Just
Yeah,
it ain't
that got a
every
lot to
woman.
do with
You
you,
know, I'm
too.
not blaming,
Got
but
a
the
lot to
thing
do
is,
with
I
you,
don't
too.
blame. It's somehow or another, I'm always choosing these women that I go through this with.
So why did you got to ask yourself the question? Why
I did
do
that.
you?
I don't know.
Why do you keep it? Okay,
I don't know. I don't know.
you got to get you a love.
Do
coach.
you know Robert?
You got to get you a love coach.
I don't need no love coach.
Yes, you
I need to do
do.
some better
What's
picking.
a-
What is a love coach? I'm just saying.
I'm scared. I don't
What is a
even
love
wanna
coach?
Oh my
Open
goodness!
that.
What is a love coach?
Just like you have a coach for exercising, you have a coach for anything. This person helps you to do some introspection, figure out your pattern, your dating patterns, and how to interrupt them so you can have a healthy relationship. If you keep attracting the same type of person, that means that there's a problem. You're attracting that person for a reason. Just like I told you, I went to
I
a love coach and I did all that. So it's like I understood my patterns, and it just helps you become aware of that, and you go from there.
You know what I mean? You talk a lot, and I swear I tried to sit down. I even tried to write it
But
down.
see, when you can't do
And
it
it just
by
is-
yourself, you need some assistance. And I mean, there are people
Well,
out
they
here.
they better take Medicaid.
You know what? I can't deal with him. Ooh.
You better take fucking
I'm
Medicaid.
just
I
not-
can't.
I
Listen.
just don't know.
I'm not paying. I'm not paying to go see no love card. They better take. They better take Obamacare
I feel you on that though.
straight up.
I ain't paying for no love.
Because it's like,
I'm still tripping.
Oh,
A love coach. I ain't.
There's
of
love
course,
coaches.
there's love
That's-
coaches.
that-
There's marriage coaches.
I've
there's
heard
all
like
of that.
marriage counselors and things of that nature, psychiatrists. Of course.
yeah, they have love coach.
But- I
But
mean,
see, if you keep dating
How
the
the hell
same
you
type
find
of,
a?
oh, they're everywhere.
Yeah, it's a whole business.
Yeah, it really is.
Shit, I need to look into that.
yeah, like what we
And
look
be
into.
one.
And I
Be
just
one.
found some
But
6
you
month
know
classes
what?
too.
You made a statement earlier. about how you if it hadn't been for your friends, you'd probably be married with a family by now and all that kind of stuff, and it's true. But I think a lot of that, honestly, I'm not trying to blame the men or anything like that, but factually speaking, most women over here in the Americas, yes, I said Americas, we're sold, we're taught be a respectable woman, you want to get married and have kids and be successful and stuff. So that's what a lot of us try to do. But men, on the other hand, they raise their sons, go out here and be a dog, bro. Get as many of them as you can until you find the one.
I don't think that's really true.
You don't think it's true?
No, I haven't heard. Listen, I've been dealing with
It's
men
true.
a lot of
It's
times.
true.
I haven't heard no
It's
men.
true.
I'm gonna say this.
It's
I'm gonna
true.
say
I haven't heard no men
it
talking to their
depends
sons
on
like that.
the communities that you live in.
You are absolutely
if you
'cause
go
we're
that
going back to
route,
that.
of course.
If you was
Yes,
in
it actually is
313
an
is
urban-
the worst community ever.
Is it the worst?
The worst.
Well,
Jeez.
here, what's my
Name
statistic?
another one.
No, what's my statistic about black women? The first time the average black woman gets married for the first time at age 55.
Are you serious?
But she has kids way before then. That's a problem. Oprah discussed this topic on her show a long time ago. That's a problem. That's why I said it depends on the community. Other communities,
That has a lot
just
to
like
do with
the
it.
Indian communities and Chaldean communities and other communities, they're socialized to get married early on. It's a problem in the urban community.
That don't necessarily
why
mean
is
that
that?
they husbands is faithful either. I mean,
It
they're,
doesn't make
but
a
you know what I
difference.
mean?
Could it
Like,
be a lack of
But
an
there's so-
example
but-
in the household? Is that where you're going with
That
this?
too,
Because
yeah.
you don't have
It's
the
always the
foundation.
issue.
I mean, yeah, that's
It's
true.
always the
don't have
issue.
that
But-
foundation.
Whatever the reason is, why is it that she's 55 for the first marriage, but you have kids before then?
That'd
Why
be
is
a
that?
whole lot
I
of
just
different
don't
reasons.
understand that.
I mean, I'm not trying to.
I don't
I
get
don't
it.
want to pin that and say, oh, it's because the men
I
raise
don't know
their
whatever
sons
the
to be
reason is.
reckless
We
and
just
stuff,
need
but
to.
it's just,
That needs to be changed.
it needs to be
because
changed.
guess
Yes, it
what?
does.
It's not building a strong family.
Right.
So
It's not helping.
even if your man does cheat in these other communities, they have a strong family. They have strong communities. They're staying together, you know.
That's
I'm
a
not saying that it's
whole-
right.
Right. Yeah, I get what you're saying. You don't have to
But
agree with
I
it,
mean,
but it
but
is.
this may not be right either, you know. So a lot of black women still complaining that they can't find the right man, but they're still single and they still not married and they struggling and they're having all these other issues. So I mean, what? I'm confused. I don't get it.
Well,
I don't know.
I'm gonna.
I don't know. I mean, but that's a whole different show. And
Yeah,
something
that's
that
why
needs to
I'm
be
like,
discussed.
yeah, I'm trying to stay on within the perimeters of the topic.
You want to do that show?
What
Yeah.
show?
That show. That's a whole nother show. We keep saying that.
I
Yeah.
mean, we can.
Huh?
We can definitely.
definitely-
Okay, we're
That's
going
a
to let
whole
you lead
different
off because I
topic.
know you got some friends that'll come on in and light it up.
You know what?
Yeah, you do.
How you know what?
I know. I
How?
can tell.
How
I
you
can
can
tell.
tell?
I can just tell you got
Elaborate.
some friends because y'all talk.
Robert,
and
you got
all
some
this-
friends that
I
can
don't have
come
a
on
whole
and
bunch
light
of
it up.
friends though.
I
got about a-
I have some
I got
male
about a
friends
good-
that
I got a
would
few
that
that
could
come
talk
on
to
here
right.
and tell the
I
truth.
got about a
like
good.
it
You
is.
said male
Oh, they
friends?
will
Male
tell the
and female.
truth.
When I say
Oh,
friends,
they'll
I
be
mean
straight
male
up
and
with
Just
female.
in general.
Okay,
Yeah, in
now see,
general.
I
that's
mean,
what we can
200%
appreciate.
I got a
straight
few.
up with
That's
you.
what we want.
No
I got a few
bullshit.
that could come in
Like,
here and probably talk.
Yeah, and
might
that's
hurt
what
a
we
few
want.
feelings of people that might be watching or listening, but
But
I
you know
appreciate
what?
the truth.
That's
though,
okay.
myself.
That's what we
Me too.
want.
And I
So-
appreciate the fact that you appreciate
Yes.
the
I
truth.
love the truth.
Yeah.
I used to couldn't deal with it. I'll admit that. Like most
Oh,
people.
I've been dealing with the truth for a long time.
But
A long time. When you have to be a single parent, men and women, you deal with a lot of truth. You know, and a lot of stuff you deal with. And you learn how, like, you get to a point in time, like, my thing, I'm going to tell you the truth regardless. I don't care if you like it. I really don't care if you like it, but I got to tell you the truth because I don't have no more time to waste, especially not my time, especially not yours. And I think a lot of people out here is wasting a
Wasting
lot of
time.
people's time.
Absolutely.
And when I sit up here and date somebody, I go all in. And as soon as you do something to disrupt that, I'm out. Because it shouldn't be this way at this age. And I don't know about young people, but I know at my age, it shouldn't be this way. And then when I explain to you, like she know when I explain to you my life, my situation, what I'm dealing with, and if I come and make, hey, baby, I want to see you. Let's go eat. Let's go do this. Let's go do that. When the time that I have, because I'm respect your schedule, and you not taking advantage of that, and you think, oh, I'm just doing it just to be doing it. No, I'm out.
I mean, but given that context, we can understand that. That makes
No.
sense. It's
You can
understandable.
understand that. She can understand that. But the women I keep dealing with don't understand it.
Well, I don't know.
And that's why I get the
You
hell
gotta
out
go
of
see
Dodge.
the love coach.
No.
She wants you to go see that love
Only if
coach
they
so
take
bad.
Medicaid, though. You gotta
She
remember.
better take total health care.
You know
She
what?
better take total health
You got
care.
one more time, and I'm out.
Yeah.
Well,
total
let me
health
ask
care.
you guys
Shenanigans.
this.
I can't.
Have you ever had anybody complain that they have somebody, they're with someone, and this person treats them so wonderfully in public, but they are extremely abusive and everything when they get home?
God damn. You know what?
I
I know somebody that I'm close with, and
Spit it
when we conversate, it's like, man, this is going on, that's going on. I'm sick of this, I'm sick of that. But when you see them
In public,
together,
you never
it's
know.
just this big facade that they just, oh, babe, boo, let me do this, let me do that. You're like, oh, you know. To you guys, if you saw them, you're like, oh, you know, they got it going on. They seem like a nice couple, this, that, and the other. Then I get a phone call, 6, 7 o'clock. Man, god damn, she know, woo, 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 woo.
What?
Yeah,
but you
it's
know-
it's without going into details, it's one of the worst things I have ever, from being a third party, heard in my life about just the complete opposite of how a one relationship can be.
Yep.
It's like 6 relationships in one, it seems like.
But you
It's-
know what that's a
it's-
sign of? Narcissism. That's one of the signs. So if you're experiencing that or know somebody who's experiencing that, you need to tell them to get out of Dodge. Folks need some therapy. They
That's
need
crazy.
therapy. And I know some folks who are experiencing that. They're like, you know, it's perfect. Remember I told you about the guy, he was like, listen, you have to act this way. You can't say this. You can't do that. He's a narcissist. Immediately, I noticed that. Yeah, he was like, well, don't say that. Don't do this. I need you to dress this way. I'm like, okay, guess what? You blocked and deleted. I already know the signs. Because he wants this ideal relationship in public, and he's
right.
probably very abusive.
In private. That is ridiculous.
I recognize the signs. So we didn't even start.
You know what? I haven't had as much experience with people pretending to be a certain way in public, but I have come across guys who it's kind of like the polar opposite, right? They demonize the person, like especially if I'm just a friend, they'll demonize their girlfriend to me, right? Concealing their feelings about me. Oh, I can't stand her, or oh, and we see it a lot too with like the baby mamas. I can't stand her. She get on my nerves. She this, she that. When the whole time we still sleeping with her though, so she can't be that bad.
He's a liar.
As soon as they
See,
say
he's
baby
just
mama,
liars.
He can't be that bad. You know what I'm
No.
saying? Like
is
They're
soon
just
as
liars.
how is she so bad?
as soon as they
But you-
say baby mama, you know it's a problem.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna tell you why.
I hate that term.
No, listen,
personally.
no, listen. If I start
I
know what
do-
I'm talking
that's a
about,
whole
as
nother
soon as they say
conversation.
baby mama, it's a problem. Get the hell out of Dodge. Because you know what they should say?
This crazy
My
ass.
son's mother.
Yeah,
My
I agree.
daughter's mother. Soon as
agree.
they say baby mama, let the bullshit start.
So you're saying if he refers to the mother of his child as his baby mama, there's
a
emotional
problem.
problems going on?
Yeah.
It's
Yes,
a
yes,
major
Is that
problem.
is that a
It's just
To
that
me,
simple.
is that
that's-
you?
Stevie.
Is that wait
That
a
I'm
minute.
trying to tell
That
you,
is
it's
a
that
lack
simple.
of respect.
Fast I
I
tell her because it's right there. He don't even he or she don't even respect them.
That's a total
Don't
lack of
respect them.
respect.
But that doesn't necessarily mean that because he called her his baby mama that they're sexually
Yes, it
active
do.
or
Yes, it do.
emotionally.
Yes, it do. Yes, it do. Yes, it do.
What you say is? Are you agree with him
He's in
from that?
agreement.
I agree.
Because
Listen,
people try to make it seem like I'm the crazy one for peeping certain stuff, And then
You're
it's
not
like,
crazy.
but I know, like, so now you got an issue with me because I see through the BS. You got an issue with me because I don't want to be around the stuff. And I dealt with that with my fiance. I was engaged in my freshman year of college to be married. And the only reason why we didn't get married that year was because I wanted to get my degree first. It never happened because he was abusive, like I said. And he was a narcissist. I couldn't deal with it. He was cheating, lying. He had a baby mama. I accepted him and his child. She gave me complete hell the whole relationship.
Because he was still sleeping with her.
Exactly. Yeah. And it's like, if you're the type of man, correct me if I'm wrong, men who are serious about their time, their future, whether or not they want a family, they don't allow the mother of their children to dictate who and who they cannot be around.
Hell,
you understand what I'm
no.
saying? And
I
it's
refuse.
like,
You can kick rocks.
like, okay, wait a minute.
He's a single dad, and his daughter is young.
Oh my goodness.
Young.
How old is she?
She'll be 11 in 2 weeks.
11.
Going on 25. Where she at?
Well, you got a little big baby, though. You got a little big baby. Yeah. But it's like, and with my ex-fiance, right? She was a new baby. I should have known. But I was young. You know what I mean? I was naive.
Y'all young people
I was an
has
empath,
to go.
like you said.
Y'all young people got to go through a lot of bullshit before it click in.
Yes. And it's like, now it's like, it's not so like, I went through a lot of stuff with him, but it's not so, I thank God that I didn't let it make me bitter towards all men with children, or bitter towards all men. I don't want to stay up on my DM if you got a BM, the city girl. So I'm not that type of woman.
Damn,
but
I ain't heard
when
that
you
one
got
yet.
a new baby, it's like, I've already seen this before. You know what I'm saying?
You have heard that.
I haven't heard that one.
You just haven't paid attention to it.
No, come on, Fast.
Do you listen
I
to the
hear
radio?
everything. I hear everything. I never heard that one.
You never heard that? Well, yeah, that's what it is. If you got a BM, stay out my
DM.
DM.
Have you heard that, Rob?
Like, don't.
See?
That's what they say in the song.
Yeah.
That's what they say. Ain't that what they say?
Exactly.
That's what they say. Girl, we get into, like,
Well, a lot
we're
of that
getting
rap crap
a
I
lot
don't
of
listen to.
women are just getting tired of it, and it's BS on both ends of the spectrum. But like with the men, I don't mind dating a guy who has children. I was in love with the man who had a baby before I came along, and I was willing to accept his child as my child. You know what I'm saying? Of course, she had a problem with that because she still wanted to be with him, and he didn't address the stuff, like just absurd things that she would do. He would allow her to do and say certain things to me, and it's just like, wow, like,
was he still sleeping with her though?
Yes.
Oh, that's why.
yes,
That's the
but
main
look,
reason. That's
I
the
was
only
the
reason.
fool though. I was the
Right.
fool. Like, okay, and then eventually, after a couple times, they can never remember the lies. They can never remember.
Nobody
If
can
you're
never
gonna lie,
remember their
you
lies.
got to remember the lies, because women, we're detectives by
Yeah,
nature. We
nobody
come
can.
out with the. You understand? It's
Yeah.
serious. Then we got the woman's
yeah.
intuition. That's weird. I'm gonna be honest. I don't really understand that to 100%, but it is real. Real. We already be knowing.
You talking to a veteran, sweetie.
So, but with the guys with new,
Talking to a veteran, like,
I just feel like it's some stuff in the game when a man leads a woman on to believe that he's serious about her, but when the baby mama comes into
I know
play,
a few
it's
guys like that right now.
like what?
They lead them on, and they tell them,
Knowing-
I want to be in a committed relationship with you as soon as we started sleeping together.
Okay, so these men, are
Oh
they
my goodness,
narcissists?
that's too much.
Of course they are. That's why I said it.
Okay.
That's why I brung it up. They narcissists. This what they do. And then when they do it, and they got a number, they got a count. And when they count is over with, they ghost power.
Oh, God.
Ooh. Well, I ain't
James
gonna
St.
pretend
Patrick.
Like, I ain't gonna pretend like I ain't seen it. I have.
You know you've seen it because young people is notorious for doing that now.
Doing what?
This is Houdinian.
Oh my God.
Young people
Said
horrible.
Houdinian.
Yes.
Well, okay, let me just say this. Okay, I can't talk about other young people, but I don't like to run away from situations when they get hard. But when it comes to men who have baby mamas, because of what I went through with my ex-fiance, I tread lightly, because I know that I'm such a forgiving person. I'll forgive you over and over and over and over again. And
That's
look,
a
hold wait,
problem.
I know. And look over, used to be, not now. I'm
Right,
saying I was the
right.
person that used to forgive
She's
over
an
and over.
empath.
Women will forgive
Empath.
over and over and over again until they hate you. I was her. I forgave a guy over and over and over again to the point where it was like, you know what? At this point, it don't even matter if you're the right guy. You could turn into the man I wanted you to be this whole time tomorrow, and guess what? It's too late. I don't even want you anymore. Absolutely.
How old are you anyway?
I am over 21.
And
Okay.
That's it. Don't this.
Be quiet, 5-star. This ain't got nothing to do with you, 5-star.
No, but
ain't
you
got nothing to do
don't
with you,
ask
5-star.
women that.
This ain't got. I can ask her
And
that.
she's over
5-star,
21.
5-star,
That's-
5-star.
oh my gosh.
I'm asking. Let me give you some advice.
Okay. Go ahead.
The first 15, 20 minutes of a conversation with a dude, is something in that conversation you don't like, leave him alone. Am I lying, 5-star?
Preach, Reverend.
No, I'm not
Well,
talking
you
about.
know I give you 15 minutes and it's out. I'm out.
Actually, she didn't block and deleted a whole bunch.
Oh, yeah, you have 15 minutes.
Tweety, I'm telling
And
you.
then it's either yay or nay.
Oh,
You
y'all
need to make
cold
the call.
blooded. Y'all talk about the us
But
Houdini.
you gotta cut to the chase. You ain't got time
Y'all
to be
cold.
sitting there.
I know. I
My
agree with
dream-
you 100%.
But the
I
thing
don't
is,
wanna-
look,
I don't
it
wanna play games.
shouldn't be an age
Yeah. it's
on why
right.
you should know this.
And you know what? I know that, and that's why I'm single now. That's why my relationships don't ever last longer than a year and a half, because you only got a
Damn, you
little
go
bit
that
of time.
long?
Exactly. That's long enough, right?
I
If
can't
you
get
not-
past 9 months.
If you want some,
No.
I thought, give
Listen,
me some. Give me
listen.
5. Give me, come on, up
Listen,
here. Thank you.
You don't give a
I
man
thought-
past 3 months.
I
What are you
thought,
talking about?
Listen, but that's what I'm saying, though. This is
That's
me
wasting
back
too
then.
much
That's a long
You gotta
ass
understand.
time.
My last
that's
relationship was
much.
almost 3 years ago. It'll be 3 years in December. Okay, I don't have that kind of time. I'm a young woman. I got a full-time job. I got a singing career that I'm, pursuing and other like businesses and stuff that I'm trying to run. I don't have time to be wasting with you and whoever else that you trying to hide that's really in the mix. You understand what I'm saying? I just don't
hiding
have
too.
that kind
Just
of time
remember, you
anymore.
give
I
them
just don't.
15
and I would
minutes of
rather
fame.
be.
That's it.
I'd rather be single. I'd
That's
rather
it.
just be single. And you
Yeah.
know what? At this point, it's like, okay, well, if I really want real love, I'm just go buy a puppy. I love puppies. And guess what? Puppies really love me back. They don't lie. Okay, they don't cheat. They ain't got no side boos, no
That's
side.
why I want another
you know what I'm
kid.
saying? I'm getting a puppy. Getting a puppy. Okay, real love. That's real love. Puppy
My
be real
advice
love.
to you that you can have that real
What you laughing
love.
for? I tell him the truth.
No, you can have that real love because that dog's not going to do it for you on a cold night. Nah, okay,
You know
that's what
what?
I'm trying to
I
say.
can't deal with them two. I can't deal with them. I can't do it. It's too.
I'm just
Uh-huh.
saying, you can have the man that you want. You can have that man, the one.
But he's got to be ready.
He has to
have
be
you.
ready to have
Exactly.
a
And I'm not-
relationship.
I'm-
You're meeting men who want situationships, and that's it. You have to distinguish.
I'm
Give
not
'em
even
15 minutes and
meeting
just-
them. When he say we be Houdinian, I've been in wherever Houdini goes. I've been there for the past 3 years. In my bag, at my job, in my house, sipping wine, doing what I want to do and what I need to do. I'm not entertaining these dudes
Okay.
because they don't see. Like,
Cause,
you gotta
and I'm
be
not. And when I
with-
say Houdini,
Well, you're
it's
just
not
doing
just.
you
I'm
right
not saying
now.
it's for the women
Which
that I
is
run
good.
into. It's women and men. That I get women Houdini and me at my age.
Cause they
She
afraid
know.
to waste their time.
No,
You
they
be-
ghost. They just
meaning like they're not serious about
well
getting to know you and stuff.
I don't know. They get to know me. Oh, I make sure they get to know me. I make sure she know. I make sure they get to know
And
me.
then they just
But
vanish.
I think they just slowly, slightly just disappear.
You think maybe it's because you're a narcissist? Possibly.
Am I?
Listen.
Let me tell you what I think it is.
Okay.
Let me tell you what I think it is.
Listen, we've gone through this.
Look,
I've
look,
told you my
I'm gonna
opinion.
tell you what. I'm gonna tell you what I think it is. And when I say this, Robert gonna know what I'm talking about. When they meet me, I'm straight up front. I tell them everything about me, what's going on, what I'm dealing with every single day, whatever I'm dealing with. But I think the women I meet, I think at the beginning they think they can handle me. But then when it get time to get close to me to get a commitment, my son come into play. And when that comes into play, they get ghosted.
Do you hide your son
No,
before the
no.
commitment part?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Okay,
I don't
okay.
hide him. But this what I do. If me and this person is dating 2-3 months,
Mm-hmm.
I'm throwing things at you like, oh, you know, me and my son, we got bowling on this day. We got this. Hey, you want to come join us? They got good food, good drink. Come on up here, sit, chill, blah, blah, blah. When they don't come, every time that goes into motion, they slightly start going left. Every time.
It takes a
And then they start doing stuff to sabotage the relationship.
Seen that too. I've seen it.
They do that. And then once, because my attitude is what it is, as soon as they do the first single thing, I'm out.
You said the first single thing?
First single
but y'all
thing
are
they
dating
do.
exclusively at this
We're
point.
dating. It's not
No, it's
really
not
exclusive. It's not really
They're dating.
exclusive.
Okay.
But this person, though, I have to let this person know every time that I spend with them is valuable.
Right. As it should be.
Every time.
It should be, yeah.
But I can say that all. I can meet you and say that all I want to, but you have to see my actions and see what I do every day.
I agree.
To be like, oh shit, he for real.
I agree.
Then once all that kick into play, I'm like, okay, well, it's my responsibility to take that to the next level. So what I do, she know, balling, whatever I do, I try to implicate them to see if they want to come be around me and my son. They never do. And then soon as all that shit go by, they start sabotaging the relationship. And soon, first time they do something, what I tell them? Oh, well, guess what, sweetie? Soon as they go through their little rant, okay, don't call me no more. Just that simple.
Well, it ain't like y'all,
not
19
exclusive.
and 20 no more either. So I
No,
completely agree with you.
yeah, I don't
You just
have no more time to waste.
Yeah, ain't
And if
nobody be
young
mad at
people
that.
can do that too, they can save a lot of their time.
I've been saving time, okay? Been saving time. That's why I say I get ghosts. Like, you only got so many times to try to play me for the fool before I expose you for the one. Seriously. I'm out. I'm good. I'm so good. And I know some of them probably be like, dang, you so cold-blooded. You so
They say
this,
that
but
about
it's
me.
like,
They say that about Five Star.
but we really not though,
How?
are we?
How we not?
A lot of times when you know who you are and you know what you want, that's the thing.
You know what you just said?
don't-
That was key.
But people don't know what they
you are.
Yes, and you have to know what you want. I knew what I wanted. You know what? I think when I was with my ex-fiance, it had to have scared him because he, as far as what he was telling me, he wanted to marry me. Like, I did not know he was going to. If you had left it up to me, I never thought that he would have proposed to me, but he did. And
But
I don't really know. Go ahead.
He's the narcissist, right?
I don't know if he's a narcissist now, but at the time he was. I didn't know back then that he was.
Okay.
But in retrospect, looking at the things that happened in our relationship, he displayed a lot of narcissistic behavior that I didn't pick up on because I was really young.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know that narcissism was a thing at that time, I don't think.
Yeah, I didn't know it was until I was called one. I said, what the fuck?
Yeah,
They called me a narcissist. And then I found out she was the one, and that's what narcissists do. They called you one first. Then you look at all the signs. Because I remember I met Five Star right after or Robert, and I told him and I tell him like why is everything I do in a relationship, every move, every thing that I do, I'm moving towards marriage. And I'm not trying to date nobody no longer than 2 years without getting married.
That's good.
That's it.
That's good. And a lot of guys
I don't know
can't
what
even-
I would say if I was in my
A lot of guys
20s.
can't even say that.
Yeah, but they don't want to say it. But they'll lie to that woman
Yes, they will. And they do.
just
They do.
to get what they want.
And that's what I feel like my ex-fiance did.
Mm-hmm.
Even though there were some things that he did where I was like, okay, you might really love me for real. You know what I mean? Like, but nah.
I think the
a lot of
biggest
times
thing
it's for
that
what they can
men
get out of the relationship.
my thing is, and from past and listening to a lot of men talk, like the worst thing you could do is have a woman and she know that you're a liar.
Mm-hmm.
That's the worst thing you could do to a woman.
Everything
Because she
you
can
say
sit there and
is
love you, but
some
she
bullshit.
would not trust nothing that come out your mouth. Not even, especially when it comes to business. She won't even take a chance on you because she know you're a liar.
Yeah.
She
Worst
knows she
thing you
won't
could
trust
do, especially to like empaths, is lie. If you want a good woman to leave you alone, lie to her.
I think that's with anybody, but I agree with what you're saying.
Like, seriously. And there's some good guys. I don't want to paint this narrative like, oh, women are the only ones who deal with this, because I've seen really good guys get used and lied to too, and that's a shame. But we have to start really just looking at ourselves and saying, okay, what is it that I can fix about myself? If I'm serious about